welcome, Glentendo friendies to the Glentendo Circuit Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online weekly that we goddamn peanut on my throat every Sunday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody's favorite day of the week. My favorite day of the week, personally. I mean, it's definitely up there. I won't lie to you. The Glentendo Circuit now with beautiful new GameCube themed overlays.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I wanted these last week and like they were done, but I didn't get a chance to put them in OBS. So here they are in all their glory. A brand new presentation, and I even made like a 3-screener because we really need it. But funny thing is I'm gonna have to set it up on the fly. So in the meantime, this is what it should look like.
Dude, it's gonna be like the Triforce of Mario Kart streamers. If you have 3 in a row like that and it's shaped like a triangle, oh my God. Okay, now the real question that I think is on everybody's minds. Who is the Triforce of Courage? Who is the Triforce of Wisdom? And who is the Triforce of Power in terms of the Glentendo Circuit? I
got this. Well, I'm doing it based off of who's streaming today. So Triforce of Courage is it's Kugi for free. Just because, like, I don't know, man, Kugi's been holding it down for a long time, and I gotta say I feel a little bit bad because I know he's struggling a little bit with just Mario Kart in general and the grind of it. I saw a little bit on Twitter earlier, and that's super understandable, dude. He's really, like, been at it for a while because, oh, God, and here just as I'm talking about it, we're watching him kind of get beat up, but, yeah, I think just racing in these circuits for a bit and going against the same people, a lot of people lost interest initially. Well, first off, this all started from like a bunch of Smash players playing, so you got a lot of those guys in here, and it was fun and stuff. Then they started to wane off, and we started to find people who are really good at Mario Kart and stuff, and that was good. That's a good thing. But I think then that's where the mechanics of Mario Kart really start to kick in, and as you start grinding, you're just like, okay, without my friends here to make it extra fun, this game is a little bit of a it can, you know, go somewhere. But in either case, it looks like he's off to an okay day today. I'm pretty sure he won the last race I saw before I started streaming before, so it's not all bad, you know?
Yeah, taking a second only to Vertex right there, who's pretty much among the most respectable people in these circuits now to lose to, and it's that point that I say that sort of reflects the point that Kugi was trying to make on Twitter.com earlier, because I saw it on Twitter.com. I saw that.
Yeah.
Before I continue on with what I was saying, whose me is that in the bottom right?
On the bottom right. Dude, I don't know who that is. That's a hype me, though. What the heck?
It looks like George Costanza.
Dude, that's good me. I like him.
Okay, I gotta pay attention to this next race to see how it ends. I am definitely a fan, because like if this guy loses at the end of this race, he's just gonna get mad at like trivial shit like George Costanza always does. He's gonna be like, Kogi, ich mag Bobby. Ich mag Bobby, Kogi. Ich mag Bobby. Ich mag Bobby, Kogi. Ich mag Bobby.
Dude, I could really only hope so. I hope that's what we're seeing.
What would George... That is what George Costanza's Johns would be if he played Mario Kart. I'm sad we never got to see that on Seinfeld. I would have loved to see him just get wrecked by a little kid and then accidentally punch him in the face, and then he has to try and talk his way out of that one. But whatever, that was then. This is now. But yeah, as far as what Kugi was saying, I totally understand that. As like, it's sort of like the competition got hotter and hotter in the Glentendo circuit, which I feel you and I especially have like focused on so much more than like anything else. We've been talking about like how much more stacked these tournaments have become.
Sure.
The gateway into like these Mario Kart servers and whatnot, like Mario Kart Central and whatnot, Kart Clash, Pirate Hackers, all these things. What Kugi was apparently was on the back of his mind is that as the competition became harder and harder, a little bit of that like sort of communal aspect of what the Glentendo circuit really started out to be sort of was lost a little bit, and a little bit of that identity was lost because a lot of the Smashers that initially started playing, and I can name a lot of them. I mean, there are a lot of them that started at the beginning that don't play anymore. Lemon Tea was one of them. I haven't seen him play it in a while. Corona was another one.
Yeah, man.
Who else? And me as well. I mean, but the reason I stopped is because I thought I'd be better suited as a commentator, because why would Chris want to commentate by himself? It's a lot. Of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. This is where my talent lies. This is what I love to do, and this is what I have much more fun doing. This is what I thought was a better way for me to personally serve the Glentendo circuit that brought me out of a very dark place in my life. So that's why I stopped playing. But despite everybody having their reasons, Kugi remained. He's been the most, like, really consistent one. And it's not to say that, like, they all left or anything. It's not like everything became barren. You see more late streaming here at the side. Glenn actually is playing in it tonight as well. It's just there are less than they used to be. And so I can understand that initial feeling being sort of gone. Like, if I showed up at a Smash tournament, which I'm not because there shouldn't be any IRL Smash tournaments right now. If I did, and, like, everybody I knew wasn't there, and, like, there's literally nobody I recognized for whatever reason, I'd be like, huh, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, dude,
that was what my reaction would be.
It's tricky, and I understand the sentiment entirely. And it's one of those. Oh no, couldn't avoid that blue shell. He tried though. He's smiling off. But anyways,
I actually turned and took a sip of water and tell him to do it again. I didn't see it.
Kugi do it again. He's not saying anything.
Thank you.
Anyways, so yeah, I understand the sentiment, and it makes a lot of sense because, dude, I feel this on the streaming end too. Like, I definitely understand. I understand what it is to feel like to get burnt out on things. I am such a big proponent of, like, if you're not having fun with something, literally just don't do it, which is advice I could probably take for myself, but things are a little different on my end because there has to be somewhat of a central source for at least some of the stuff to go down because there's been a lot of good games in this circuit too in terms of getting new players and finding new people who could kind of grind and do their thing because that is a thing that, like, totally still matters because, like, it's hard for people to basically find the outlets for that kind of stuff, you know? It's hard for people to find the outlets of things that they could, like, find tangible improvements with and, you know, have fun playing against other people. And Mario Kart, you know, for better or for worse, still does provide that element of accessibility for everybody. So you could come in, you could play, and you could walk away. It's not that serious, but, you know, if you're on the grind for it, the worst part is you get better, but then there's just so many days in this game being so, you know, accessible where it just sort of drives you nuts, like in terms of item RNG, in terms of just, like, people maybe hosing you with items if they know that you constantly do well. Like, that's been a thing that we have seen a lot. So, you know, it makes sense to me. I'm not sure what happens next with Glentendo Circuit. I'm not sure what happens next with Mario Kart streams because the problem is like the more people don't enjoy playing, the more these streams just don't become possible. And that's not a weight I'm trying to put on anyone. I don't even want that weight on me, but it's just sort of the realistic thing. So I don't know. Like, obviously, we've been seeing a lot of people making moves in this game. Like, we've been seeing Cuneo get a lot better. We've been seeing Melpool get a lot better. Like, even Moral Atheist sometimes does a really good job. So it's kind of like an endless cycle. It's the same thing that happens in Smash, though, right? So you had all your local people. They would all attend tournaments. Like, they would win, and it's all good, happy horse shit. Everyone's having fun until you're not winning, and then you're not having fun, or someone else is getting better, and it becomes like a tilting experience. So it's kind of just like an endless cycle. I don't know. I'm doing my best to not really get discouraged with it. Like, having streams not necessarily pop off like all the time, like views or even people playing, and then hearing that people aren't having fun, like that, you know, that wears on me too. Because I'm just like, well, then what's the point, dude? You're not having fun. It's a struggle for me sometimes getting all the overlays together, like you know. But I do think that there's still something very worthwhile in this, because as the more I keep seeing new people, and the more like anyone just like, hey, wow, I stumbled into the circuit, I'm having fun. Like, it's good. And like the reality is you don't always have to enter. You could enter here and there and have it be cool. I just sort of feel regretful of like the pressure it kind of puts on, say, like a Kugi who streams this every week, and like he knows basically I'm using the content. So that kind of thing does make me feel sort of bad.
I totally understand that. I mean, the the fact is, though, there will always be something else as long as that desire exists in somebody's heart. That's how it goes for a lot of things. You know, Smash has had its own resurgence. What was MHG's original goal or model or business model? What was slowly reforming Jersey Smash?
Well, so that's what it kind of, well, not to its former glory. Because I don't really associate with New Jersey Smash before I started, because I wasn't a part of it. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but from what was there of it, it mostly all moved away to different states and was all heavy talent pools that don't really need the state of New Jersey to bind them together, because they're part of the larger PGR and professional push, and that's just how the geographics worked out on that. But I initially started all this mostly because I just wanted a place to sort of Okay, sorry, I was watching Kugi glowing, and that was cool for a second. Let's see what moves he can make, because Melpool's in the same race seasons, and it's true. Oh no, this is oh wait, oh that was smart. Melpool, oh he still got hit by that. He drove off the side, and the blue shell still hit. Anyways, it started to just become like a kind of homegrown stream where I'm like, all right, well I just basically want people having fun at events, and I want to grow community to do stuff with. But then it's hard to do stuff with community when you come from a single game. Because, like, Smasher's only game is literally Smash. It's very hard to convince Smash players to play other things. Mario Kart is the closest thing you'll get to that because it's still on the Switch and still has, like, characters in it that are in Smash, so they could sort of piece that together. But, like, aside from that, that's all you get. So Mario Kart was sort of an extension of that. Like, okay, well, I've had this great Smash community. What else could you do with these guys? Mario Kart's fun. They're all playing, but yada, yada, yada. But, again, it's fun until it's not. Like, you want to be on top, and then if you're not, then you're just kind of like, all right, I'm over it. And that's the thing. Like, I can't necessarily fix that, and I don't really know how to make it feel any less bad. Because it is just sometimes going to feel bad playing games sometimes, which sucks. I think that actually has a lot to do with, like, having a good personal balance with your shit, so that way you could kind of enjoy games responsibly, so to speak. Because, like, if you're living a good balanced life and you have, like, a shitty, I'm talking about the most, like, tilting Mario Kart day ever, you could walk away from it and be like, all right, whatever. I also worked out today. I ate, like, 3-4 meals and whatever. That was fun for a minute. I got to see, you know, so-and-so, and that was good. Instead of being like, oh, man, I didn't do shit today. I centered Glentendo circuit. It didn't go well, and now I'm just pissed off the rest of the night. So it's tricky. So now it's starting to tread on a balance that I've been sort of interested in kind of having my business built around, or master hand built around to start, but now finding out the ways to merge the two without totally losing the flame for all of the races is tricky. I don't even really know how to articulate what I'm trying to say other than, you know, you do things a lot in succession every single week, and sometimes it's hard to find the motivation in it, when in reality, doing it every single week should just be built into a bigger routine of trying to get better at things in general. This is just like an extension of getting better at things.
You're preaching to the choir on that one. I won't lie to you on that front. To delegate it, what am I trying to say here? To relate that a little bit to my own experiences. For me personally, right? Like, I have a long history with Smash. I've met a lot of people. I've made what I feel are a lot of friends. I've had my friends, had my relationships, whatever. And
yo, what's this madman doing? What's he doing?
No. Yeah, I got a little bit.
What's he doing?
That was genuine distraction. Like, I was actually just looking at what Kugi was doing. Circles. I wasn't thinking about it, and it just completely destroyed my train of thought. Like, you know, sometimes I lose my train of thought as just a person, but that was 100% Kugi's fault. Like, I just saw him go in a circle.
Damn it, Kugi.
It, like, hypnotized me for a second. That was crazy. But anyway, here you go. You got him doing the item swapping strategy, getting the bullet bill. But as I was saying, to relate it to my own experiences, if I wasn't a commentator for Smash Brothers, if I hadn't worked my ass off to get to where I am as a caster and where I still would need to go as a caster if I chose to pursue this for the foreseeable future, I'm not sure how involved I would be or where I would be here, because for me, I do not care about improving at Smash. I have not cared about improving at Smash for a very, very long time. There has only been one time in my entire life where I ever truly cared about improving, and that was the summer of 2017. And the reason that is because I was going to... You youngins won't even understand this. I was going to Hitbox Arena every single week.
Dude, you just...
Going to those brackets.
No, that boombox will not... I'm sorry, will not save you from a bullet bill, that's for sure.
Can you imagine if they did?
Dude, that would change some things, I guess.
Yeah, because then item swapping wouldn't be that good. Because then, like, you'd be item swapping for a bullet bill, but then if somebody in, like, first or second or whatever has a boombox,
yeah,
it's just gonna negate it.
Yo! Oh, yo! What the heck? Yo, that was hype. Yes, I feel so bad. I'm sorry, Liam. That was amazing, though. Holy crap, man! Let's go. I'm just happy to see a win for Kugi. That's all. I love Liam to death, by the way. I'm just happy to see him smiling, man.
That's what we're all about at the end of the
Shit.
day. That's what really anything's philosophically about at the end of the day. Any capitalistic business that you can come up and create for yourself, at the end of the day, what is it supposed to produce? That's smiles.
Yeah,
I don't even care if you're a doctor. Eventually, what you're supposed to produce is smiles. Like, hey, you cured me. Now I'm smiling.
So that's the idea, right? Like, that's why these events, that's why these things happen regularly, because it at least has an outlet for it. But this is the thing. Like, if you're not having fun with it, you're not having fun with it. No smiles.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the thing is there's always moments, right? There's moments where you're frowning. There's moments when you're, like, just sort of cheesing ear to ear. And that's... You know, like, if you're kooky, you come in today a little bit down, and you had a shitty week last week. We all saw that, or I did. I think I was on my own at that point. Yeah, that's... Were you? I forget. Yeah, I think I did I did the Glentendo circuit on my own last week, and it was just one of those days, man. You know those days in Mario Kart where you're just getting hit by literally everything you could think of?
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally was Koogie's, like, first, like, 10 minutes, and then he was just like, all right, I'm done. And like, and I was just like, dude, I don't blame you, because like that, like I'm mad for you. And then even the rest of that day, like it was actually a good day for Kunio, but like I remember even seeing, like Moral Atheist dude, like going through the same thing, dude. That looked kind of clean. That little drift he did on the, I was just watching Koogie. I don't know if anyone saw that. That was hype. But yeah, he did like little drifts from the booster, and like was drifting while he was boosting like that. Anyways, so with that in mind. Yeah, each day is going to be different. But the thing is, if you're grinding week in, week out, and you're finding that you're the only one sort of just kind of playing with the game, having fun with it, and everyone else is just sort of dipped on it, it's like, well, I'm not winning, so I'm unhappy, and this game is jank, and I hate it. Like, that's going to take its toll on you, too, if you are enjoying it. Yo, he's nailing everything today.
Ugh, gorgeous.
Yeah, he's getting it done. So I hope, you know... I just hope people have fun with it again, you know, and I'm sort of on that same thing, because, like, I want to have fun with it again, too, because this is also a commitment, a weekly commitment for me that I sort of went with because I see a value in it, but that's also has to do with, like, my own personal endeavors with, like, Master Hand, so that's a little bit of a personal thing, so that's why I'm like, well, dude, if you're not having fun, don't ever play, like, but that's not to say that you can't have fun one week and not have fun the next, like, so that's the thing, you kind of have to pick your battles, so to speak. And I'm hoping that is something that becomes a little bit more prominent as people start to play more, because, you know, if more people are entering, and you know that, like in Koogie's case, I think about how, like, he's probably like, well, yeah, if I'm not streaming, there's no Master Hand stream. Like, if I'm not entering, you know, not as many people are entering. But, like, as long as there's a base level, people entering still having fun with it, it still works.
That's what really matters at the end of the day. I mean, and it's all about those moments as well and what you can create for each other. I mean, because what did we see at the end of that last Yoshi Valley game? We saw Koogie throw a green shell into Liam's back when he had a green shell out, and it kind of just hit him anyway, and he won the race for it, and he was laughing his ass off,
yeah,
like in his comfy little chair over there. And that's the kind of thing that helps create a community behind a game, Chris. It's like when you do that kind of jank to a random person, it's funny, right? When you do it to your buddy, who you came to the tournament with, when you're doing that to your best friend...
It might happen again. It might happen again. Literally the same thing. I'm gonna zoom in on it.
Oh my god.
Oh, no. Okay. Ursa had the defense. He had the defense, but it's still solid second place.
Yeah, but point is, you hit somebody with that jank, and it's your best buddy, that creates love. That creates a community.
Yeah,
that creates the moments that really, you know, makes these kinds of things the most worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you got that grind or whatever. That's great. And, you know, there are a lot of Smashers who have that grind. There are people who, like, go in their bio, like, I'm gonna be the best tank in the world someday. Will he be? Probably not. But the point is, he has dreams. And some people really do have those. I remember Sensei on his come up all the way to PR. I would beat that guy every time I played him in bracket, and then he just started annihilating everybody, and then he got ranked. It's like the growth is real. You know, Ace Attorney is another one. I remember when he was relatively new, and then he got top 10 in his state. It's like, you got to respect that at the end of the day, but not everybody has that grind. Some people just want to hop on and play Mario Kart, have a little bit of fun. And then if your boys aren't there with you, your boys, your girls, whatever, if your friends aren't there with you, that does create a little bit of that, like, sort of internal isolation that might reduce some of that motivation coming in forward. You know what I mean? Like you were saying that before. Koogie, you know, big reason that he said he didn't want to do it as much anymore is just because it feels like it's become like It's so much more about like just professional Mario Kart play rather than so many of the Smash players have left. And
Yeah.
while there still are a lot of like the local Smash players who do participate in these, as case in point, here's Moralatheus playing over here on the right next to Kugi. It's not always the same. Like, and to go back to what I was saying before, like for me, you know, if I wasn't a commentator, I probably would have stopped caring about Smash a very, very long time ago. And like the only time I ever super try-harded, like I'm trying to get better at this game, was in the summer of 2017 for one particular reason, and that is Acro. Acro was a Sonic player back in Smash 4, who like from around the Jersey area. He goes to school in the MDVA area, I believe. So point is, I would go to Hitbox Arena, which was this local that was pretty much in a closet back in 2016 for all you youngins who have never been there. And I would play this guy in loser semifinals of that tournament every single week. And I would lose to him every single week. Every week. My Rob versus his Sonic. And it hurt the most because it was loser semis. It was one placing out of the money. Every single week, he stopped me from profiting. And Hitbox Arena paid out the ass for their tournaments as well. Like, you actually made bank if you placed well at those tournaments. I remember like taking Unknown to like the last couple HBAs with him where there were only 10 people and splitting the pot with him. I got like freaking like damn near $50 for second. It was crazy. But that was then, this is now. Point is, I streamed like every day, like just labbing and watching my VODs because literally I just wanted to beat this one dude. That's where I was at. And then I eventually did beat him because of that. Not even just because of the grind, but because I just went my main against him instead of going Rob.
That's the thing, right?
And that apparently was all it took. And then I beat him like 10 times in a row after that. It was crazy. Point is, that was the only time that I personally ever felt super motivated to practice that because as Kugi finishes second in this race, I'm at a place with my Smash skill where I know that if I wanted to improve, I would have to take the game super seriously. I'd have to probably play for like hours and hours every day. I'd probably have to start studying my VODs again and whatnot and taking notes and all that good stuff that I used to do when I was actively trying to get better. And here's the thing. I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I just don't want to do that. It
That's
sounds boring as hell to me. I don't want to just play Smash for 6 hours every day of my life.
Right, and the same boils down, and this is the thing, losing feels bad. And it feels bad even if you're not necessarily trying, because like no one wants to see the shitty results pop up on their screen. It sucks. But the thing is like there's a degree of accepting where you are with like playing something. You're either grinding something really hard, or like, you know, whatever, where you're just like, oh, I should be better, or I should be placing better. Like, not necessarily. Like, it just depends. It's all relative skill, right? So if you're really training your ass off and you're not getting the results you want, like, by all means, take a break, don't play. Like, if you feel like the RNG's getting you, like, you have to get over it. But, like, if you're just kind of feeding some Mario Kart and you're just like, I just want to play with actual people, maybe some of which that I know or that I at least keep up with because of, like, the streamer or whatever, then by all means play. But, you know, there's that really hazy area of doing things because it's like you just want to win or you want the gratification of, okay, yeah, here comes Vertex getting hosed. Melpool actually in really good shape. Not able to pass run 5K. But yeah, so there's a lot of that sort of happening. Hold on, let me.
I was gonna say, you know, that's more Waluigi's than we will ever see in Smash.
Yeah, so that's run 5K gonna win that, and Glenn coming in third. So
was George Costanza, by the way. That was the guy's name.
Oh, it was George Costanza. So you had it exactly right.
I gotta add this guy to friends.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
On Switch.
I always appreciate a good Hank Hill. I appreciate like you know, all those are really good.
All the cartoons. Oh, Bobber.
Like what a I don't know. I'm all for that. If you're making Mii's in the basically dedicated to existing characters, I'm gonna think it's fun.
Yeah, no, it's a fun thing. I love watching people do it and just making crazy Mii's, especially here on the Switch. Because, like, the Switch Mii Maker, oh my god, it has so much more variety than the other consoles did, man. Like, the Wii was, as revolutionary as it was at the time, the fact that it was like the first real console that had avatars. You know, there were really no other consoles beforehand that really did that, let you create your own character and whatnot, and really centered around it. As huge as that was at the time, and as much of a bop as like the meme making song is to this day, it gets
great.
dragged through meme hell. Oh yeah, it wasn't as good as the Switch one. The Switch one has so many more options. You can make your character's hair like literally any color now. Back then, you can only do like actual like realistic like natural born hair colors and whatnot. You know, like brown, black, you know, white, all that stuff. And now you can just do it any color. Your character's hair can just be bright red if you want. More hairstyles, more hats and whatnot. It has just literally more of everything. Oh no, he's big brained. He's big brained.
No, I see what he did. He did miss that pylon. That would have been a nice little boost, but you know, he's still in really good shape. This third place, he's got both the guys literally right in the sights. Although Luke, I'm assuming that's Snywalker, able to play a little bit of defense. And oh no, okay, at least doesn't get hit by that red shell. That was big. That was huge.
Yeah, that would have been pretty bad. He probably would have gotten like less than 4th had he gotten hit by that. I'm pretty sure that is Snywalker. He does play Link normally anyway, so I'm like 99.95% sure.
Yes.
That it's him. That other 0.5%.
It looks like it's me, even though it's a different name. So.
Yeah. Well then, but yeah, it's a hell of a discussion to be had. You know, motivation when it comes to these things, and it's like it really makes you think of what's the point. Wait, what? Oh,
he got rolled over by the egg, and he was just like stuck.
No!
We still have a whole other lap, but he's in like that mid-range hell right now. Melpool's actually right there with him. Also, I think Melpool is changing it up. I noticed using Waluigi today. Usually he's playing.
The purple Inkling, the purple one. Yeah, he's like Kugi. That thing actually made you spin out in Mario Kart 64 originally. That giant Yoshi egg that was there didn't flatten you like it does in this game. Interesting change.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a weird one. Like you're getting rolled over by egg, how you not getting flattened, right?
I mean, I suppose. I mean, Chris. I mean, if I can go back in the recesses of my memory to the last time I was in fact rolled over by an egg, I can tell you how realistic of a sentiment that really is. Unfortunately, that never happened because I've never seen a giant friggin' egg before.
Maybe it happened in a dream one time. Anyway.
I'll meditate on it, dude. All right.
Perfect. All right. So, yeah, rough race, man.
Yeah,
there's a
Kugi
bullet
looking.
bill. The insult to injury on the bullet bill. That always feels bad. But anyways, that is going to be a nice clean victory for Vertex. And was that Set a Bug coming in second place? I don't know if I saw that right. I think I did though.
Set this bug.
Yeah, I feel bad. Morals there, all on his lonesome, just waiting for some friends. Okay, I'm just waiting. He's got the world underneath of him, and no one is. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. All right, that's better. That's better.
It's just such a funny image when your me is just by himself, just standing on the planet.
I just want to race. I just want to play. Where's all my friends at?
Where'd you go? Guys.
I mean, at least he has a friend. That's probably going to be a 1v1. Yeah, there it is. There it goes.
This girl came along.
I think maybe Shannon. I forget.
Now the question is, those are the only 2 Miis in the world.
Oh, Cerulean. Okay.
Yeah, those are the only 2 Miis in the world. Do they hook up?
Ooh.
Or do you seriously like still dislike each other so much?
I don't know. I mean, it probably depends what they got in common. You know?
Yeah, I suppose. Hey, what brings you here? I'm the only other person on the world. Me too.
You like Mario Kart? You're trying to race? Yes. Me too. So I don't know. We'll see it. We'll see where the conversation goes from there. But in the meanwhile,
it is the 1v1.
Yeah, they're having a heated 1v1. That could also change things. So we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, you already know what time it is. It's Mount Wario time.
Woo! Yeah, everyone's favorite.
Yeah, this lobby's definitely got the boys in it. This is I think been full the whole time, and I think Mel and Kugi have been sharing it the whole time.
Now that was not to avoid a blue shell.
Yeah, sometimes
you got bumped off of the heavy and you died.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you're bullying, sometimes you're getting bullied. Oh.
Shoutouts to cancel culture.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right?
But yeah, this lobby definitely has the boys. It's got Melpool, it's got Skanarsic, it's got Black Mamba, it's got Glenn, who is actually competing this week. He has not competed in, I believe, the last 4.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's the thing,
working on
dude.
other things.
Because he needs a break too, right? Like between hosting tournament and then competing in it, like it gets exhausting on all end. And you're talking about a time period we're living in right now where it's sort of tiring just to do anything. It just is. It literally like, and that's to no one's fault. I think everyone's kind of going through that for whatever reasons. You know, the different things might be different for different people, but the results are all the same. Sometimes you just don't feel like doing shit. But you know, life does go on, and I guess if something's meant to continue to do good, it's meant to continue to do good. So I don't think these circuits are at all ready to die yet. I just think it's a weird time because it's time to reevaluate, right? This is the 16th one, so what's that, 4 months of Glentendo circuits we're at?
That it is, my friend, that it is. It's the golden rule, my friend. There's always something else, life goes on, and as long as men die, tyranny shall never prosper.
That's true.
Yeah. It's only when they build those life-extending machines, or like those like immortal life machines that they did in Team Fortress 2. That's when we're screwed.
Yo, sweating. Okay, never mind. I thought he was gonna get my 4th.
Sweat.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Meanwhile, though, back to that 1v1. Looks like
Metal Mario
Moraletheus
with the
did
W.
it.
Yes, that's a Metal Mario with the win. Let's go, Kiro.
Yeah, Kiro getting it done. Kiro's been on the low in these a lot too, and he's also been sort of a little bit up and down on the leaderboards, but he will take a race if you're not careful. He definitely will take a race. I've seen him do it before.
Everything is chrome in the future. I mean,
Yeah.
SpongeBob warned us about that like years ago. They told us everything was going to be chrome in the future. Nobody listened.
Yeah, we did.
Now we got Metal Marios out here winning these races.
We didn't listen. That's a whole South Park episode about that. We're like, yes, we didn't listen. As everyone's yelling it to each other.
The fact that anybody ever hates on that show bothers me to no end. South Park is
What happens?
satirical brilliance at its finest. That show is endlessly clever. I don't understand.
I need to know what happens if you're the only 2 me's in the world, and then also George Costanza is there. Because that's what's happening for Moraletheus from the top right. That's literally the thing that's happening. So let's see what's going on.
Now that is a situation where I can actually see the only me on the planet just still wanting nothing to do with this person, man. Like, first of all, it's bad enough that the only other person left on the planet is not a woman, so you can't repopulate the planet.
Yeah, you're just riding it out.
Costanza, just riding it out with George till you die.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I don't know. There's definitely probably worse things that could happen.
Or worse people you could be stuck with.
Yeah. I think so. Jerry Seinfeld would be happy.
He'd get sick of George eventually.
Yeah, but like it's part of his formula. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. That actually is a really good point.
Yeah, that's a Jerry Seinfeld. That's a Jerry Seinfeld issue.
Yeah, at the very least, like he gets to like stick to his guns, and like play off George for his particular brand of humor to an audience of literally no one. But yeah, at the very least, he'll be able to stick to his guns. And speaking of his guns, you got that blast on the part of Kugi on Vertex right there with that red shell. He's going to advance over into first place on the second lap of this Hyrule Circuit race. Looking pretty good so far, but definitely not out of the woods yet. Meanwhile, over on the right, Moraletheus, he's not going to lie, he's schmoving, and the only person in front of him is George Costanza.
He's got to catch him.
Okay.
He's got to catch him.
Dude.
Meanwhile, Cerulean's still in the mix. I don't know where she's at, but, it's only lap 2, so she's got a little bit of room to breathe. Meanwhile, it does look like, speaking of room to breathe, I don't know if that's Black Mamba right behind him, but that's still a little...
One or the other.
Oh, no.
Because there's another Daisy right there, so it's one of the other.
It is Black Mamba. There he is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
so Black Mamba's moving.
Yeah, gonna have to look out. And, Black Mamba, he's amongst the tiltiest sometimes, but he's still coming out, so I appreciate that. I appreciate, that particular sentiment. And sometimes that's it, man. That's the point. Like, everyone has, like, a different reason to play, and that was really clean shortcut. It's a shame that Lightning just takes all of your stuff. And there's the blue shell. Yup, as it's written. Let's see, though. Definitely not out of it yet.
Oh, he can't get his drift. He's not going fast enough.
No, and he missed it. No, he knew it. He knew it. He knew it. Okay. Oh my God, dude. Come on, man. Oh wow. Third. How?
What?
Well, whatever. Works out. Black Mamba, though, does takes that dub, even over Vertex. I'm not exactly sure how he ended up in third, because it looked like 4 people passed him.
Did you not hear my constant stuttering? That was the most baffling thing I've seen all day.
Yeah, I have no idea how that worked, but it do.
I have to play that back in the VOD later. I am curious.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, whatever. Anyways. Whatever, man.
Chris, it's okay.
Whatever,
it's okay, man.
I can't.
Dude, it's like anything else. It's like anything else. I'm telling you, the more you do it, the more you get there, man. It's like playing on stream in a major. It's like I have friends, right, who say they still, to this day, get so much more nervous whenever they play on stream at like a local. And I'm telling you, the more you do it, the more that goes away. I still got nervous whenever I was put on stream in a major, and I was put on stream in a major like every time for whatever reason. I was put on mainstream at SmashCon. I was put on stream at Shine. They put me on stream at Let's Make Big Moves. It was like,
wow, what the? How'd you get so much stream time? How does that work?
I don't know, but they just, I just kept being in winners.
Yeah, and then you just get mollywopped and you question why you play the game anymore, especially on those like big screens, man. That's the stress of it. Stuff like Glentendo circuit or locals, that's like such a little small echo of the bigger thing. It's tough, dude. Or playing games together online, it does. It boils down to who wins and who gets the glory of that. But there is so much more to be had looking in the middle of the packs and stuff. There's so much like character development and just things happening in the middle ground. Oh, all right, he's back. Anyways,
no. What you questioning what Coogie was doing there?
Yeah, it just looked like he was just swerving, but he's fine, man. He's very fine. Please.
I was watching today a brand new video, a world record actually, for the time trials of Royal Raceway specifically. It was by a French player, forget his name, it was something with an E, Aline, something like that, I don't know. Roy player with the roller tires and the biddy buggy, or the bud buggy, as I believe it was called in the French version of the game. But
wait, what was it called in French?
The bud buggy, something like
Bud buggy?
Yeah, and I think they probably changed that for the English
version. Swerves. But, alright, yeah,
yes.
Red Shell. Oh, what?
Check it out. He's going to do it again. Check it out.
Alright, that's crazy. I didn't realize. Why did they put him back? I thought it would just carry him across.
Oh, no, never mind. He didn't. Yeah, I don't know. He was. I think it was like the line in the sand. Like, he didn't travel far enough across the abyss to the point where the game recognized that he was in a different area of the map.
Right.
So that's why I brought it back.
Alright.
But anyway, the reason that he was swerving, right? The reason that he was swerving specifically on the ramp is that when you swerve, right, and you dive down in a nosedive when you're in glider mode, you actually gain a little bit of speed. And if you land while you're doing that maneuver, you land laglessly and seamlessly into your max speed. You retain your max speed when doing that once you land. And the reason I know that is because I saw the time trials world record of this track, which was just very, very recently broken.
Dude,
and that is what the player was doing. See, he swerves left and right.
I love seeing that kind of
diving
thing.
down,
Very
and
cool.
then smooth landing, just like an airplane.
Nice.
That's why Coogie was doing that swerving by the whatchamacallit.
He's looking clean right now, even all lightnings aside. Yeah, that's number 11. I just saw it tick up. There he goes. Gets the dub. That's good.
You said number 11.
And just like that, another first place for Coogie. And oh wow, that got a little messy. Baby Rosa sneaking in there in third. Probably was the person who used the lightning, if I had to guess.
Let's go, Baby Rosa. Let's go. Baby Rosa. I like seeing these dubs from the underdogs. From the underdogs out here, Baby Rosa doing it. We got our 3 streamers today. Moral Atheist, he's got a new little layout for his score too. I like it. It's a different little.
Yeah,
it's
it looks
not the
nice.
theme that was before. It looks a little more Kirby-esque with those stars at the left, but it's still that Breath of the Wild font, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, man. If you're a Link fan, that's a very common Link fan thing to do. I feel like if you like Link and Legend of Zelda, you'll theme a lot of things based off of them, and it's a great series to do that with. To be honest with you, it's got a really cool aesthetic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's super legendary, so it's literally in the name.
Mm-hmm. But these communal motivations, man, it's something else. It's the kind of thing, Chris, that, I mean, we already had this big discussion about it, but it really makes you think like what the purpose of these things are at the end of the day, which is why I mentioned earlier, I feel like it's just to produce smiles, and it's something I hate, you know, not smiles. It's something I hate
I don't
about
see anybody smiling around here.
I hate all
I
of
can't
you,
even see
man.
you guys. I don't want anyone actually, you know.
Call me
You
the-
don't gotta
call
tell
me-
me about it, but you can do it.
Call me the Grinch of Smash, which I feel like I'm kind of becoming. But anyway, that's a discussion for a different time.
I'm transforming.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm transforming one way or another. Anyway, it's one thing that, like, I feel like a lot of players of, like, fighting games, and I see this a lot. I mean, maybe not a lot, I should say, but I have seen it in Smash before, and I feel like it is a very, very important thing to say, and that is that not everybody is trying to be the best at the game.
That's the thing. You don't have to be, but I understand the feeling of that you should, because culture basically just... The culture rewards you, at least
You're not
modern
worth
day.
something
Yeah,
unless
like
you're
unless
bad.
you're, yeah, and that's the shit that needs to, you know, you don't want to be everyone gets like a ribbon culture, but you also don't want that too, where everything's meaningless unless you're winning. But like, I don't know, there's definitely a real balance that could be struck. But the reality is, in modern day esports and stuff like this, it's just so glorified. I don't know, we'll see, man, because I don't even know if having prizing to this would be a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a possible thing moving forward, if I'm being honest with you. And those are details that I'm not going to get into now, but I will say, like, it's a possibility. So, like, I don't even know if that necessarily helps, though, because that sort of puts more pressure on the winning. Just, you know, even more frustration, because if you're losing, you're just tilted that you didn't get prize. So, I don't know. I have no idea what the fix is for these kinds of things, but I think just overall staying motivated and seeing improved gameplay all around is, in the meantime, okay.
I will say this. If there's Kugi gets second over at that Moo Meadows Moo Farm race, just following him behind. Only Ursa Major in the 1v1. Good W for him. I was gonna say, I will say this. If there were to be prize pools for something like a Mario Kart tournament, I do believe we would see a resurgence. And
But
my
does
reasoning
that,
for that...
does that fix the problem, though? Does that just make things
No.
like... Right, that's
No,
what I
it's
mean. Like, I don't think it fixes the issue, though. I do think that it would get a resurgence.
Temporary fix is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Band-Aid on, like, something that requires stitches.
Like a stab word, yeah.
I don't...
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
what?
everybody
What?
built Mario Kart.
Communication error? No. Oh, whatever. At least he was already over. The race was over, so that's something.
Shoutouts to Smash.
Yeah. Well, so this happened the last time. So the North American Open, the Mario Kart North American Open, hosted by Nintendo, was this weekend.
Today, actually, the second
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It was this whole weekend, including today. And I feel like I think that does something. I really think that does something to, like, the servers. I think the servers actually struggle, if I'm being honest with you. Because I remember last time around, everybody was having communication errors and all these things were happening. So I don't know, man. Nintendo's got to get their stuff together, but that's not news, really. I just think it's something to take note of, is that we're seeing it again this week when there's another Open.
It's something else, man. It's like Nintendo Online.
Sniper Roots.
That was quick maths. My man knew that he had a better odd of hitting him if he was going to bounce it off the wall instead. That is the thing with green shells.
Oh, man.
But, anyway.
Yeah, he's like, why that tire bounce like that? Yeah, I don't know why either. That sucks, though. Anyways.
But I feel like everybody would initially... There would be a resurgence if there were to be prize pools for something like the Glentendo circuit, and the reason for that is that everybody, and I will tell you this, my friend, everybody thinks they're dope at Mario Kart. If you're like an actual hardcore gamer, you think you're nasty at the game. If you're just a casual gamer, you either think you're nasty at the game or that you're absolute trash at it. You ever been to Nintendo World? They have a giant Mario Kart 8 display on there right there for anybody to come up and play. And every time you're at that store, every time you're at that place, people will be like, yo, step aside, and they'll be their friends or whoever who don't really play video games much will be like, oh boy, this will be fun. No, I'm really bad at this though, and they're the ones who are like driving into walls and stuff. There's no middle ground. Everybody, before you enter something into the realm of competitive Mario Kart, you either think you're like this like freaking Greek like Nordic god at Mario Kart and everybody's gonna bow before you and then you just get super humbled, or you think you're absolute dog duty birth of booty crap.
Are you
and
watching?
you wind up doing better than you think.
You watching?
Yeah, I saw.
Kugi
He got hit by.
moving? No, not even that. Kugi's moving right now. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky because Ursa actually looks like he's also having himself a really good day, and yeah, gonna have to use that. It didn't really matter. Yeah, he would have lost it anyway. Shrugging that off. Had to use that boombox no matter what. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But at least avoid that red shell, at the very least. But it does look like he has a good enough lead to potentially take this from Ursa, who's also looking for that momentum. Here comes a red shell, no matter. And that is going to be a dub for Kugi. Still very much still in the mix. And I'm actually going to have to run. And yeah, so these guys just traded. But anyways, I am going to have to run real quick and get my Switch because I just realized it is not plugged into the docket because I don't need it playing in the background anymore because I have new overlays. So
It'd be like that.
So yeah, give me one moment. I mean, you could feel free to hold on as I'm
No, take your time. I'll be here.
I'm just trying to
The
look
point
for
of
this.
having
This is it. This is what I'm looking for. There you go. I'll be right back.
Thank you, thank you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the point of two commentators. It is why when you're casting top 32 of a major, and one commentator has to go to the bathroom and thinks he can go to the bathroom even though it's top 32 of a major, that the other commentator is there. Just kidding, it's not for that reason. So two people can play off of each other instead and make their lives a lot easier in that department. But yeah, Chris over there setting up his Switch, looking like we got Melpool with this Waluigi running pretty good in this third race here. Not third race here. Running third place here on this third lap here on Neo Bowser City. Really big deficit of who's in front of him. Don't know who that other Waluigi is. It could be Glenn. It could be the other one whose name escapes me. NX, something like that. And over here in front, it's looking like we got one Daisy player that is either Liam or Black Mamba. I'm not really sure which is which. We will find out momentarily, though, as we finish up this race. Waluigi getting inked. Looked like it was Liam Lynx, and it was Fate at the top who's going to take that W. I forgot about Fate. That is the tag that I was looking for. Meanwhile, over in that teeny tiny little screen over here, oh, never mind. Meanwhile, in that big screen here in the middle, we got Kuga Cougs in 6th place. Rocking pretty clean here on this first lap with these mushrooms. Gonna get past run 5K here. Bounce off of Glentendo. I believe that's Glenn, because this is a different lobby here. That was Fate as the Waluigi in the other one. I'm like pretty sure that's Glenn. I don't know. It's a Waluigi.
Oh, okay,
Everybody
yeah.
plays Waluigi.
So Fate came out today. That's cool. Yeah, Fate has been doing some good things for these two. And man, that looks like such a pain in the butt to make that shortcut that Kugi goes for. I feel like more often than not, I see people miss that, not just Kugi. And I don't know if I feel like it's not as consequential because you get picked up almost immediately. So maybe it's just kind of like a low, kind of like a low commitment try. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, give it the old middle school try.
Exactly.
Here, the old college try. Beautiful snipe on King Boo right there with that one green shell trying to take out George Costanza in front of him, but the bullet bill is actually going to completely destroy that green shell on the way, and then George Costanza actually gets hit by something. I actually don't even know what that was on the way back, but it's looking like he's going to falter right there and fall back a little bit here on this third lap. Meanwhile, Kugi is able to get some form of boost in that second item to slowly make his way up to 4th. Meanwhile, a little bit further up the front over on the right, you got Moral Atheist and way out in front of him. That's got to be Luke Skywalker or somebody. I can't tell who that link is, but whoever he is, he's hauling ass.
It might be Ursa. It's probably Ursa. If this is the same, it's gotta be. All right, so still securing 4th. Moral, yeah, definitely had it was Ursa for sure. And yeah, there's run 5K, having a pretty decent day at 129. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to get an update on the score, and I also want to see how many entrants we have today because I haven't checked that yet. So
Baby Park for the culture.
No way, man. No way, man. Not today.
No way, Jose.
Fuck the culture.
You got it, dude.
All right, Michelle.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Dude,
none of you got that reference.
I'm the old man in the room. I'm definitely gonna know that reference.
Well, Chris, I wasn't going to say that, but I was thinking it.
All right, well,
I must let you know that.
Fine, that's fine. All right, so let's see.
Sorry, I couldn't resist, but yeah, shout outs to frickin' Full House. too many people living in that house.
It's full. It's literally full.
Probably a fire hazard.
Could be. People in the attic and stuff. Like, it's a mess. All right, 23 entrants. That's a pretty average at this point. I'd say like
Just
25
like
to 30.
Arena.
Wow. I can't believe the parallels between Master Hand Hitbox Arena. Who would have thought? Anyways.
Don't say that.
Anyways. Here we go. No Fool coming in third. He's not happy with it. He's not happy with it. He's just like, bro, I deserve better. Anyways, he's only behind Fate and Liam Lynx in good company, though, and that's Glenn dropping the 5th. Meanwhile, Moral Atheists just getting started.
That is the second third that Melpool got to those same two players in that same order in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but over here, going up to Cheeseland from the hit Game Boy Advance game, Cheeseland. Looking pretty. Everybody's favorite Game Boy Advance game.
Everybody loves Cheeseland. I haven't heard a bad thing about it.
Yeah.
Cheeseland, the game, you know?
If there are any courses to bring back from Super Circuit, they should have brought back the Sky Garden, man. That course was beautiful. It had a bop of a of a song on it.
Yo.
I understand why they didn't bring it back though, because they did bring that track back in Mario Kart DS. So I imagine they probably wanted to bring back a different track for this game, which makes total sense. But it's just weird because like Cheeseland, I believe, was a DLC stage in this game. And so was Ribbon Road. I don't know why so many of the DLC retro tracks they decided to include were both from Super Circuit. I feel like, if anything, they were trying to like diversify that a little bit, but I guess they just wanted to give Super Circuit a little love. It was the first handheld Mario Kart. So
it definitely was. That's definitely a thing. Maybe just for their own sake, they wanted a little bit of nostalgia in, but. I'm going to hone in here on Moral Atheist, who's looking in pretty good shape. I don't want to speak too soon because poor guy sometimes is plagued with disaster right at the end of the third lap. So, you know.
Truly the life of the hero of time.
Yeah, I can't even disagree. So let's see if he's able to hang on. Meanwhile, Kugi is having the things happen. So. We'll see who's in front. Actually, I'm not sure who is in front. I guess that was, probably Ursa. So, all right, solid second place. I think Kugi sort of started to do some crazy stuff at the end there, and surprisingly gets 8th because he was sort of just things were happening back there when I tell you. But that's going to be Heart and Soul coming in 3rd, Sweet Lou in 4th. Yes. Yes.
Chris, I want you to know you are a wonderful person, and I don't want you to ever be down on yourself because you do amazing things for the community. Just want to say that. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've been there. Sometimes at the end of like a commentary sentence, I'd just be like,
"Yep,
yeah."
The thing I just said, yes.
And you have grown to be a wonderful caster in your own right. You've done it a lot. I mean, I remember you got like so used to it at the IRL DNAs. Back when nobody wanted to, back when nobody really wanted to cast. Of course, we're all in this together, my friend.
I like to do it sometimes, and sometimes I'm just like, well, I'm definitely not a pro caster. But then I'm like, well, maybe I am. I don't know. I put a lot of hours into this at this point.
Not everybody can have as resonant of a voice and as handsome of a face and as tall of a height and as, professional of a commentators are about him as Nintoonist. I mean, it just doesn't happen. Maybe some people are born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
Yeah, hard to know.
I'm just trying to compliment myself because no one else does it. Anyway.
I feel bad.
Yeah, you feel that, don't you? Oh, you feel bad. I thought you said you feel that.
Feel that, brother.
Feel that, brother. No, I'm just being dumb here. But yeah, no, seriously. I mean, I'm being honest. I'm being completely honest. You have. I mean, I love to watch all these new casters grow. I mean, if there's any shortage of what we've had in Jersey in the Smash scene with like all like the new blood that we've had commentating, and a lot of them aren't even like new blood in the sense that they're new players. They're people who have been around, but they're just decided to cast, and now we have like more and more casters. Like I remember being at those IRL fusions, and we would literally be like splitting the top 8s between like 4 different people. It was great,
Yeah, it's hard to see. No one's really continued the grind past the offline stuff, which is understandable.
No, I know.
It's just totally understandable. Not everybody's equipped for that either, so that's a whole different dynamic of it. Yeah, casting's another thing very easy to lose focus in and easy to lose motivation for, because like, who's listening? What do I get out of this? Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think I honestly think this is a bigger infrastructure problem with like not just esports but gaming in general. This is still very new, and everyone has established that they really like to play the games, and to some degree really like to watch the games, but they haven't really like. Oh God, sorry, for some reason I thought it was the end. Anyways, but they haven't really like established what that's worth. You know what I mean? Like, what is it worth to be like good at casting? What is it worth to entertain someone with gameplay or your voice? Like, and I think that's part of the bigger issue too, is because it's like you're not really doing it because you want to like do it. You're doing it because you're expecting a payout. But that's really just sort of modern day American living. I'm not gonna lie. Because like I don't know what the Japanese scenes are like recently, or how active they are, or how much they do Wi-Fi stuff. But that's like a whole scene that didn't even play for money when you're talking about Smash. So Mario Kart's definitely the same way, I would think. So I don't know. Motivation's different for everybody, I guess.
I will say that in Japan, I mean, they had a much harder time and are having a harder time as Moralatheus takes this third behind Scott and. Spanish heart attack. Oh, what does that say?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
All right, I tried my hardest to pronounce it. Anyway, Japan, actually, because of their culture, they're having a little bit of a harder time adjusting to working from home, as opposed to America, or like compared to America at the very least. Japan, you know, is a little bit of a workaholic culture. They are, in that sense, they take great pride in their work. They take great pride in showing up to work and whatnot, and then their presentation as well. So they had a little bit of a harder time adjusting to it from some reports I've heard, and especially some stuff about Nintendo. So shout outs to the Smash developer team. They're all working from home. I mean, we saw the Min presentation. We saw Sakurai's house.
Yeah.
We saw that dope double giant TV monitor setup that he had with like every console imaginable. What he didn't show us was the mess of wires that was probably behind that desk right there. He just wanted to make the whole thing.
There's no reason to show people your wires. I don't want to show people what the under part of my desk looks like.
Oh, mine is disgusting.
Oh,
wow. That was actually
that was looking kind of cute, clean though. What? All right. So, anyways,
the underside of my desk is also like hideous.
Anyways,
I even have things wrapping it up to get around it. But crap, what was I? Oh God, what was I talking about?
Talking about having a tough time working from home from Nintendo Japan.
Yes. Before that, what did you say?
Basically, how it's hard to find motivation in esports, or really anything for that matter, when it's not valued yet. Like, it's not valued. Like, what is it worth to entertain people with your Mario Kart gameplay? Like, what is that number?
Yes, thank you. That is the point I was trying to get at. And what I will say to that is that if I could find this damn image in my phone, I know it's in here somewhere, but I do have it pretty much memorized at least. When you love something, you love it. And, you know, Smash commentary has brought me so much, and I've like grown as a person with it. I found something that I know I'm good at and something that I love. And at the end of the day, my friend, it's not always about your worth necessarily to the community. Sometimes it's about your worth to yourself. Once you get to a certain level,
it's true.
That's when it becomes, you know, about more so your worth to the community and how much more you can offer as a professional offering a service. So, I mean, that's what I say to all aspiring new casters, man. Like, it's all about that grind, you know, and networking is important. I wouldn't stress it so much, be like, I have to know everybody, and then just like think you're not good at networking or whatever. Because trust me, I went to like the #1 communication and media school in the country. They shoved the importance of networking down our throats constantly. They made it seem like if we weren't like, you know, constantly trying to make connections 24/7, that we were like failing at life. And that is not the case. I mean, my connection with Chris was one that was basically organic. I love to commentate. He's a streamer, so bada bing, bada boom.
Easy.
And now I know Chris. And then Chris knows people, and that's how it works. You want to know what networking is? It's just life. It's literally just life.
Live
you know,
your life, make your relationships, and people will find you when they gotta. It's true.
Yeah,
it's very true.
But the point is of what I was trying to say is that, and here it is. It was the in terms of your value as a commentator, if it's something that you enjoy, stick with it. This is the quote from the not late, but very much great, Cloud Strife. He says, find something you enjoy and stick with it. Put your heart and soul into getting better. It's as simple as that.
Bro, he's like a fictional character, though. What is he now? I'm joking.
Chris, I'm
So done with you. Oh yeah.
you think I'm kidding right now, don't you? Okay, I'm good. I'm good. You know,
What did I do?
Glentendo Circuit,
I
it's the
did
tournament code. You insulted the greatest man who ever lived.
Wait, what the heck?
Yeah, something froze for a
Oh,
second.
okay.
That
No,
was
no,
weird.
no. That was, I think, that was Moral Atheist. Dude, that threw me off hard. I was like, what is happening?
Did you think it was Cloud? Was he not real to you either?
Oh, he's real. I'm sorry.
Bro,
I didn't mean to.
literally,
I
get.
didn't mean that.
so-
I didn't mean that.
Okay, it's okay. I'm just teasing you. But real talk. I mean, especially with the way things are now, I do get more and more angry whenever I wake up each morning, and I'm just not Cloud Strife.
Yeah, I get
I'm just
that.
not. I wake up every morning and I'm Nintunist again, and I'm like, damn it, I just
What?
want to be Cloud.
Maybe one day.
I hope so, dude. You don't even know. But yeah, honestly, that quote, it's such a simple one. You know, just find something you love. You know, put your heart and soul into getting better at it. It's as simple as that. Life. You know, if you really find something you very much enjoy on that front, I mean, obviously there'll be complications from time to time. I mean, when it comes to my personal philosophy towards life, I'm mostly like, I'm what I like to call a Gumpist. I believe in Forrest Gump. And the reason for that is, like, you know, that whole movie, right? Literally, that whole movie is about him trying to realize, like, oh, do people have destinies, or do things just happen in life, and then people just skulk around with, like, no purpose and everything else? And by the end of the movie, he realizes to himself that it's both. And I very, very much agree with that personally, because I think people have destinies. Because everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody, no matter what your situation in life is, you have kindness in your hearts. You have desire for something in your life to be better. Nobody wants to fail at their dreams. Nobody wants their life to be shitty or anything like that. Everybody has something, whether it's art, science, music, whatever specific niche it is. Everyone has something that makes them happy, right?
Yeah, shout outs to Bullet Bill getting you first place, so sometimes.
Yeah, that was kinda
sometimes
cute,
that
actually.
happens. Anyways,
I mean-
continue, I'm sorry.
Bullet Bill's back just must be so tired from quite literally carrying players. I mean, it's what it does.
I'm not even
Like,
sure who it shot up there. Oh, dude, it's someone who knows what they're doing.
Vertex, I
It's probably Vertex. He
Yeah,
obviously
no, it
knows
is
what he's
Vertex.
doing. Got that Bullet Bill and took full advantage, because look how far ahead he is now. Even that blue
My
shell isn't really going to make much of
God.
an impact.
Dude, I can like put my pinky up to the Discord screen right now, and it will hardly cover like how big that gap is.
Yeah, that's a sizable gap. So that's what we like to call the big chillin' for our man Vertex.
The big Kahuna.
The big chillin'.
Yeah, the big chillin's actually
Yeah.
a lot better. I don't know.
Yeah, and the fun part about Vertex is he hasn't really. I think he's entered now maybe 4 circuits, this being his 4th maybe, and he's basically placed top 2 in like the other 3 before this. So my man's is on a mission, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Koogie's in first, looking pretty good
Yeah,
at that race on the.
Yeah, again at this Yoshi stage. I feel like Koogie's done this like 3 times. How many times has he
and
been
it's
on this
weird.
map?
A lot, you know, and
Yeah.
it's not even just the game, dude. It's like this track specifically has been in a few Mario Karts. I mean, it debuted in Double Dash. Then it was in Mario Kart DS, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. It was in either DS or Wii, I'm pretty sure. And now it's in Mario Kart 8 too. Like, they brought this track back so many times. I mean, because it's supposed to sort of look like Yoshi's Island as well. Like, not just with the flowers and the piranha plants, but also with the trees that have like those apples on them, as you can tell and whatnot, or like Mario World or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, anyway, I mean, for me, I like to call myself a Gumpist because, like, I believe that everybody, no matter who you are, no matter what the status of your life is, you have something that makes you happy deep down. You don't always know what it is. Not everybody discovers it. Not everybody had, like, you know, discovers it for a long time in their life. Some people discover it when they're like 5, you know? I believe that alone, because people have like that burning desire in their hearts to like make something of themselves and do what they love. That alone is enough proof that people have destinies, to me, if that makes any sense.
Because
You
that'll
know?
bring you to somewhere at some point, whether it gets beaten out of you or it ends up turning into something. And wow, making the best out of a bad situation there. Kugi using the banana peel to sort of quell the blue shell.
We'll
But
see.
yeah, that's the thing, man. Like everything is what you make of it. And you're exactly right. So
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
And like, I also believe that while I believe in that was beautiful sniper right there. While I believe in destiny, I'm also a firm believer in that shit happens. Because not everybody achieves their destiny. Not everybody does what they want something to do. Sometimes things just happen in your life, and like bad things happen, and it's not anybody's fault from time to time. Sometimes bad things happen to people, and it's just whether it's somebody else's fault, whether it's your fault, or whether it's nobody's fault.
It's your
they happen.
fault, not mine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was
You're not wrong.
Defense mechanism.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It's that's why I believe in both. You know what I mean? Because like I really believe that people have that intuitive desire in their hearts to do something that they love, but then shit also just happens in your life, and then things get in the way of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Is that a Samus helmet behind Melpool?
Oh, and his webcam.
Yeah, and his webcam. You see that?
Yes, it is. That is a
That's
Samus helmet. That's pretty cool. It looks kind of tiny. I'm not sure if that could fit on his head. Unfortunately, can't recreate that scene from Origami King. Unfortunately, Mario puts that Samus helmet on his head.
Yeah,
and just does
true.
his best. I can't wait for that game. I can't wait. It's gonna be mad good. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of the new information about that game.
No.
It has partners.
Oh, like it's
Like, it
two-player?
No, not like 2-player. Like it has like partners, like it did in the old games.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure they just like follow you like from each individual world, but like you use them in battle too and whatnot. It's pretty cool. So it's like, it's looking like they have those little voids and scraps of like those older games and whatnot, but like it's still its own thing, which I think is really cool. Definitely can't wait for that. Put Paper Mario in Mario Kart, and then also in Smash,
Yeah, you cowards.
and then also in my heart. Yeah, dude, real shit. Like they are cowards. How have they not done it yet?
I mean,
I'm not seahorsing around here, SpongeBob. Seriously, I know Gino is like a much more requested character for whatever reason.
People
but, like,
are dreaming with that. I'm just gonna say that as someone who grew up with Gino, you guys are clowning.
I mean, I'd be down.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
I'm down,
I
but
wouldn't
like
say he's out.
there's
He's
no-
a DLC's owner.
There's
and
just
we all
there's
hate
just
him.
no.
We all hate him.
It's not. It doesn't make sense. Anyways,
I don't know, man. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Kugi not taking a W. It's still the first lap, or it was the first lap here on this second one here at Shy Guy Falls, everybody's favorite vacation spot where you can ride up a ride up a waterfall. That's a completely different thing, not a damn volcano.
it's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah, you
close.
almost had
Like
him.
that soothing, liquid of life versus, sport liquid hot magma. Oh, that's my that was a bad impression. I wasn't ready for that one for the Dr. Evil, unfortunately. There's nothing behind that, right? Oh, what did he just do? Oh, that was so crazy. He messed it up. He messed it up, but oh my god, that was the biggest brain thing I've seen. That was the biggest brain thing I have ever seen Kugi do in my life. Oh my god. That was so he tried to like slide off of the ramp so he could still get the glider out, but then not have to deal with the initial slowdown of jumping off of the ramp. You are a madman. That is that a thing? Can you even do that?
Apparently.
I just Kugi,
He's out here innovating, man. He's out here innovating. He's like, I grow weary of this game, but I'm gonna do a bunch of cool shit anyways.
I grow weary of this life.
Yeah, that's actually what's going on. Oh, will he catch Kiro TV? Will he do it? He's got a double item box to help and something coming. Okay, red. Oh my god. If only he got those items in reverse order.
Yeah, dude, like that is one thing I'm amazed they never put in this game is item swapping. Why did they never do that?
Missed
Like
opportunity. Totally.
yeah,
missed
this is the
opportunity.
game where they added, double item boxes again. Double item boxes were not in Mario Kart 8. For any of you watching who are curious,
Yo.
they added those in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That was a new thing. And what's up?
Waluigis are out today. I don't know if you just saw three Waluigis taking 1, 2, 3 in Moral's lobby.
I did not see that, but I am not surprised.
Yeah.
He's the Mario Sports spin-off character, dude. Like, Literally, he's like amazing in every Mario
this is
sports
his
game.
thing.
Like, the best character in Mario Strikers Charged. He's the best character in the original Mario Tennis. I know that for a fact. He's one of the best in Power Tennis too. He's also mad good in the new tennis one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know so much about the Mario Golf games.
I was
feel
just
like
gonna
those
say.
games-
I was gonna ask how his golf game is.
Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. PD Piranha is the best character in the game just because he has the farthest drive. Like with power on, he belts
Dude,
it.
he
like,
literally
330
cheats. Doesn't he
yards.
just use his little leaf arm, or is that just?
That's in Mario Baseball.
That's Mario Baseball, yeah.
Yeah, no, in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, he holds the glove. And fun fact, in that game, you can actually play as Shadow Mario. He's a character in that game, which I think is really cool, like from Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Shadow Sagan, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's who I play in that game, but no, like in that game, it's not as simple as like boiling characters down to stats. In Mario Golf, it's a little simpler than that. It's like whichever character just has like the highest drive is like
Boiling.
probably the best. Like whichever one just shoots the ball the farthest. And he shoots it straight too. Like he doesn't even have a curve. He doesn't even have a curve in that game, which is something else. And speaking of curves, looking like Melpool's getting curved a little bit.
Yeah, he got hit right at the end, right before the finish line. Now Sweet Lou though coming in, sweeping in for that 4th place. Also, she's a little disappointed in her performance today, but like I said, sometimes Mario Kart just be like that. But you definitely take those little wins there. It always comes at the expense of someone, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, I can't believe he showed up to his intervention drunk.
Right?
Well, you know, sometimes it just be like that.
Oh my God! Did you see the Moral
I
miss
saw-
that boomerang like twice?
I saw the swerve.
It literally just sort of, he just evaded it. Oh,
Can't play Mario. Oh, yeah, there was nowhere he could go.
oh
Miss
no!
Ganar's-
What a disaster. Yeah, there's the look. I recognize that look, but is going to get some coins. Meanwhile, Moral and Kugi looking a little bit in dire straits. Kugi a little bit less so. Going to take full advantage of that bullet bill. Really good timing of the use. And let's see where this brings him. Probably going to pop him out somewhere around, 7th and gets another star. He's getting all the good things, man. This is how it works when you're kind of far back there, and why a lot of people will lag behind on purpose because they get the items to make the big passes.
Yeah.
Not
Wasn't
enough
dire
yet, but-
straits. Wasn't dire straits before, but now he's definitely working to sultanly swing this
Wow,
around.
really well played. Not going to get him anything beyond 5th or 6th, yeah, but kind of coming back from the depths of hell to some end because that was looking pretty gruesome. At that one juxtaposition where he just got hit by like 5 things. But either way, who won that? Was that Vertex?
I actually wasn't looking. I was much more focused on trying to make
Maybe
dire
fade.
straits puns in my head.
All right,
I was going
that's
to
okay.
say
that's
that
that's
Kugi-
okay. No, that's understandable. That's a good use of mental processing. So
Oh, I agree. I
I don't
agree.
know
I
what
mean,
you came
Kugi
up
very
with,
much-
but you know.
Kugi very much, he wasn't able to sultanly swing that race in his favor, so he
Mm.
just got money for nothing, unfortunately, and now he's going to have to take the walk of life home.
Yeah, lightning for free.
Oh,
So,
God, you did it too! I'm so proud of you!
dude, come on.
What?
Oh, I'm just saying, come on.
I'm just
Hey, look,
saying
it's
I'm
George
proud of you 'cause, like,
Costanza. There he
Oh, yeah,
is.
George Costanza, yay. I'm sure he's
Yay.
proud of you too. Actually, he's probably not, because he's
Dude,
not
no,
proud
he
of
doesn't give-
anybody.
he doesn't give a
He's kind
shit,
of- He's
yeah.
kind of
It's George Costanza, dude. All right, so
Jerry! Jerry! It's me, Bobby! What? What you got Schmidt Bob? What do you mean you got Schmidt Bob? It's me, Bobby, Jerry! And then Kramer just like, you ever see that Game Grumps sketch? Like, he's just like Aaron the Ego Raptor talking about like every episode of Seinfeld ever. He's like, that happens, they're just talking about some made up word, and then Kramer comes in through the door and he's like, hey!
yes.
Hey, Kramer, did you know that George got Schmidt Bob? Oh, you don't want to get Schmidt Bob. It's like so stupid, dude. I love that show. Oh, it's classic. TikTok clock, yay!
Yeah, back to
Everybody's
TikTok
favorite
clock. Yeah, we've been here a couple times today too.
Everybody's favorite.
Oh, he nails
clock
it that
game.
time. Kugi
That's-
made the yeah, did the arms.
I've never done that once in my life.
It's hard to do. It's really hard to do, but he hit it just on time. So let's see if he takes advantage of it. Does have himself a nice little lead with whoever's playing Dry Bowser a little bit.
Just on time.
Yeah, you got it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yo.
clock pumps.
He's
Oh,
in
dude,
the
that was
zone.
actually really clutch. He whipped out that bomb, and then he whipped out that bomb like right at the final frames in the item box where it's spinning, and then immediately whipped it out on like the first possible like frame for him to be able to throw it out back like that. That was pretty clutch by Kugi. I mean, it didn't matter because now he's certainly swung down to 8th place, but still, it's only the second lap. We'll see if he can do it.
He'll be fine. He's having a little bit of difficulty with some things. I feel like he's just kind of bumping into some things. I will tell you, he did a good job earlier swerving out of the way. There was someone with 3 greens, like basically like the little force field of green shells and the force field of bananas, and you tell Kugi could tell those guys wanted to like basically bump into him, so he like swerved way wide. So he's playing carefully. But sometimes when you're playing carefully, other things happen. Like when you're being mindful of other players, it still leaves you in a position. But, we'll see what kind of items get given the 9th place in this case, because these are going to be the game changers. So
yeah,
here comes the star. We'll see when he uses it. There we go. Go right through the clock. Gonna get a double item.
Oh, he did it again.
He's got. All right, this is a good arsenal of weapons to have. He's got the 3 reds. Those are going to wreak some havoc. He's going to be able to basically capitalize on that with some of the speed burst. And, okay, he's got another one to survive from there and a red. Oh, God. All right, yeah, you got to let that one rip, baby. Oh, no. No. He's shocked, too. I'm shocked, too.
Huey Lewis and the News taking out dire straits right there. Heart and soul just moving past Kugi right there with the star all the way up to 3rd. Good for him.
Yeah, that was something. We've been seeing a lot of that last second hodgepodge, messy item stuff in pretty much every race we've been watching, where someone's been kind of getting messed up. And that's what makes these races extra crazy, is like you're getting more and more talented racers as it goes. So the item RNG starts to hit at the end, like at the very end of the race, because less people have as big of a gap at the end. And it's hard to basically manage where you are in the race and know what weapons are coming next. But yeah, that's something we talked tonight about a few weeks ago, where you just kind of anticipate some weapons that are coming based off of where you're at.
Yeah, it's a really, really interesting thing. I tried to do that in Mario Kart 64 and it didn't work. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It is honestly a really interesting thing to think about, like how like you have to like take the AI into account while you're racing in these things. It's amazing how like, the competitive mindset of just gaming and esports in general finds its way into a game as casual as Mario Kart, That's the kind of thing where you're talking about like, AI just randomly pulling up the lightning at you and whatnot. It's like you take that into the equation of any esports scenario and you're like, well, that's not competitive. We turn items off in Smash for a reason. And yes, while we do that, while that's not really an option in Mario Kart, they take it and they make it part of the meta.
Imagine how different things would be if you could turn off items in Mario Kart. I don't know if people would like it better or worse.
You can.
Oh. I don't
pretty
think
sure
I've
you
seen anyone ever play that way. Most
you either can. I mean, it's weird, Chris. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can, but you also what am I trying to say here? There also are different like item modes.
Yo,
like,
Melpool, first place, baby.
Gosh, moving right there over
First place,
17.
baby. Yeah, looking a little stressed at the end, but he makes it work.
Because meanwhile, Kugi's just rocking in first over here at this race on his 2nd lap. I know you can do like shell only, as well as like bombs only, and then frantic mode, in which it like messes up the item distribution even more.
Oof.
Which is like pretty funny.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure there's a mode. I'm pretty sure there's a setting where you can just turn them off as well. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that exists.
I guess I've just never really seen it, but that was.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, Chris.
Pretty clean gameplay coming out from Kugi, as he sort of ducked that blue shell by falling off the side, all strategic like. So he's gonna continue to try and keep the lead, man. This is looking pretty good for your boy. He's got himself a nice little buffer here. George Costanza just the next possible, or basically the next person up there, with a little bit of a gap between him and 3rd also. And I'm assuming maybe that's Vertex behind him. But Kugi looking like he's in good position, except for losing that boombox. That is going to hurt, especially getting to like the home stretch here, because you know it might be coming. Meanwhile, speaking of what might be coming, oh no! I was just going to pan things over to Moral Atheist, but he does fall off the side twice. Yeah, not super calculated with the star.
He had no business pulling that out of third place.
Yeah. But either way, little mental errors. He's getting hit by all the things. He's raging. I don't blame him, dude. It sucks when that stuff happens. And it does look like Vertex ended up catching up to George Costanza, who actually also got caught up by, I think that was Skanarsic. But yeah, dude, he's tilted. Can you blame him?
That was real.
Yeah, dude,
that was explosive. Moral Atheist. No, we love you, homie. Oh, holy God! Only say, whoa.
Whoops.
Was that you or him?
No, that was me. And that's also Takamar. Taka the race. I couldn't do it. I wanted to say he's taking the race, but with like his tag, and I didn't do it. I'm sorry to everyone.
I can't think of a pun right now, even though I have time.
I wanted to do it, but it's hard.
Looks like he Taka Flocka Flame to the competition.
Yeah, that works. I'm down.
Yeah, that's all right. It's corny, but it works.
Yeah, it works. So, cool. We are getting towards the end here. I'm not sure what number races is, but I think it might be the last couple for each of these guys. I'm looking off screen, which you guys can't see. Kugi is currently on his final race. Just like that. I knew I had to come soon, and this is it. So, final race coming up for Kugi. I think these guys might have a couple more, but we are getting towards the end of our time here. A little bit less than a half hour left to go, which means any newcomers, you're definitely not going to finish. That luxury basically ended about a half hour ago, or probably like an hour ago. What does it take, about an hour and a half to get through these 24 races?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Missed it by that much.
Yep.
And now we got Kugi going down the Piranha Plant slide for his final race. You know what I saw recently? I saw the Mario Kart 7 version of this track, which is the original one for Piranha Plant slide. And it looks a lot more different than I thought it would. I've remembered.
It's funny because I remember playing it like originally, and I feel like this one doesn't feel the same at all, and I remember just not knowing what the difference was, except for knowing that I'm like, I don't like this race in this game, but I think I used to like this map. So
yeah, the slide is like, it's not the same colors, and then when you go down into the underground, not the underground, into the underground area right before the ramp, they're like these big walls that actually close it off, and then when you go down here again, like, none of these colors at the bottom existed before. That ramp wasn't real. It was just like this straight drop that led in here, and then all that stuff in the background, those pipes, those girders, and everything else, none of that was there. It was just like a wall that just closed it all off. So I never thought of it being that different, because mechanically Mario Kart 7 is pretty much the same as 8. The only thing 8 added was the zero gravity stuff and the double items, of course, but that was in Deluxe way later. In terms of like mechanics wise, obviously they added way more tracks, way more characters, all that stuff. But like in terms of mechanics, they're pretty similar. You know, underwater sections, the gliding sections, the same drift mechanics, the same startup, you know, holding down on 2 to get the boost and whatnot. A lot of the same similar parts as well. It's like 7 and 8 like are they're pretty close.
Oh, this blue shell is exactly what Kugi needs. And he definitely needs these points because he is... I'll get to standings after this race, but he definitely needs the points. Vertex, in the meanwhile, is actually leading. He's above over 300 points and going to continue that surge. Looking pretty good. But Kugi, in the meanwhile, probably finishing in the realm of 4th or 5th at the moment. Maybe a little higher. 266 is what he's going to finish at. Yeah, Vertex at 318, so moving. Yeah, Vertex having a day, but you know, nothing new there.
Also ahead. Ursa Major was also ahead of him.
Yeah,
he was a 287.
So here's Melpool happens to be looking at the results right now, so that works out pretty nicely for us. So it does look like Vertex, yeah, currently in first, 318, Ursa 287, Fate 275, Kugi 266, and then there's a pretty big gap between 4th and 5th. So your top 4 not locked up yet, but looking pretty strong. Definitely that first place is, I'm going to say, is going to stand. I think Ursa is probably almost done with his runs. Maybe has a couple races. I don't know. A couple races. I mean, 318 is a big point total to have. So I'd be surprised if anyone beats that, because a lot of people sometimes just don't even get over 300, let alone over 315. So shout outs to Vertex for another win. So solid, man. And Kugi also taking a look through the results, and there's still another 25 minutes here, so there's going to be some fluctuation probably happening within the bottom part of the top 8. You see 207 being that threshold for top 8, and then jump to basically a whole race's worth of jump to 7th place at 220. So yeah, but if you guys hold on, let me make sure that, okay, Moral's still racing. So before we totally close up here, let's get at least that last little bit coming out of Moral, because he still does have another lap, and then I'm gonna reset my game so I can get the most recent scores after this, and then yeah, I guess we're gonna close out, man. We're at that time of night already. Yeah, Vertex does finish out a 318, solid score. I think
really solid score.
Really solid score. I forget what the record is. It's like 332 or 330. I think it's 332.
It's either 32 or 36, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's been hit about twice. I think 332 has been hit 2 times. So it might be a tied record, or maybe it was like 321 before that. But yeah, shout outs to those guys who are breaking that. Vertex has been doing that so consistently, man. He's been on fire, and from what I understand, I don't even think he's like a Kart Clash guy. I think he found these races, probably just grinds the game, and it's just really solid anytime he enters here.
Sometimes a dude is just a dude.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes they are. Sometimes it's like that. All right, so let me get the game reset. We're going to watch Moral finish this out as that blue shell is looking to just crush his spirits just a little bit more.
Should be fine here. Hold on.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He's got plenty of room. That Rosalina. Oh, God, the red shell. He's just like, oh, no. All right, so he
Hit
makes
him
it
only
though.
when it mattered.
Yeah, it's safe. And that Rosalina was Takamar. So it does get that 1v1 victory, and I don't know if that's it for him. It's going to tell us right now, though. Probably it'll tell us if he's done racing. Okay, he's got another one. That's cool. So gives me another minute to get all this together.
Beautiful. You go ahead and reset your game, my friend. It's looking like we are potentially going to Game Boy Advance Mario Circuit, or a random stage. I didn't see what the other ones selected were. And I don't think we're going to, because I'm pretty sure this is a 1v1 lobby between Moral and Takamarth here. Takamarth currently above him in terms of points. I believe Takamarth's at like 190-something. Moral he's just swatting it like a bug in his room real quick. That was funny to look at. And looking like we're going to... Oh,
yeah,
no,
we're
not.
going to... Yeah, Mario Raceway. That's
yeah, Mario.
Anyways, yeah, so this is what the top 8 looks like right now, with about 20 minutes left. So this is probably almost said and done. Fate, I don't know if he has another race or not, if he breaks up 300 or not. I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is this is the final race for Moral. So this is it. We're all out of content after this.
All out of content.
And then
all out of time.
I'm not
Unless
sure.
you're subscribed to Nintunist.
That's true. Yeah, not out of content then. But what was I gonna say?
You good, bro?
Yeah, all right, Tuesdays. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Tuesdays. I think we're going to probably try battle mode again. I haven't heard anything different. I know it didn't necessarily catch because it's literally a totally different format. People feel kind of way or not. And honestly, I think the format was a little bit messed up by Glenn last week. He had 5-minute rounds, and I think there was like 20-something. Something that couldn't be finished. So I think,
is, customary with the first of any event, really.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes you got to figure out the formats. So I don't know what's going to happen with that Tuesday. I'm assuming it's going to be here. I don't know if we're going to have the streamers to stream or not. But that is going to be going on Tuesday still. I'll show you guys a slide before we're out of here today. But I just want to throw that on your radar as we're getting close to the end.
I did see a little more interest in the Discord.
You saw more interest for battle mode?
I saw a little more interest specifically for Shine Thief.
Okay.
Some people seemed a little more interested in Shine Thief, and I'm going to be real with you. Does not surprise me at all. Shine Thief is fun as hell. It's basically like a little mini King of the Hill tag game. Basically, there's a Shine Sprite, in the arena. One person has to try to grab it, or everybody tries to grab it. And then when one person has it, I think you gradually get points the longer you have it. And then everybody hauls ass to try to take the Shine Sprite from the person who has it. And then it's either whoever has it last or whoever's had it the longest in there. It's like a little fun King of the Hill game. I like it better than Balloon Battle, personally. I mean, I love Balloon Battle. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. Balloon Battle is classic. It dates back to the original Mario Kart, as Moraletheus is going to finish second to Takamarth here for his final race. It's a fun mode. It's a really fun mode. So I don't know if we're going to do that differently next week. I mean, in terms of battle mode, I don't think we're going to do Balloon Battle every week anyway. I think that would be a little too minimalist, personally, especially with the other really fun battle modes that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has to offer. It's like, I think it'd be a little bit of a shame to only do Balloon Battle every week, especially since last week we only had one streamer for it who only streamed for like half of it. It's funny story, actually. We were going to start doing it, and then right when we were going to start, he stopped streaming.
Yeah, and that's cool, man. That's the thing is, like, so I think we're probably going to be doing battle mode for better for worse. Just kind of ride it out and see. I don't know if we're going to have the streams that we need to stream here, and if not, that's quite okay. We'll figure out the format eventually, but just to put it on your guys' radar, that still is going to happen, and I'm looking to see if anything changed. It does not look like it, other than it looks like Panda Paws made himself into top 8, making that threshold now 218. Just barely knocking out Kiro TTV. Skinarsic also making top 8. Melpool with a solid performance at 233. I'm going to secure him 6 in a very comfortable position in the top 8. Liam, shoutouts to Liam, man. I know Liam was streaming this for a minute. Probably will be back at some point, but focusing on playing, and it's paying off, dude. I've been seeing him place really, really well recently, especially since he stopped streaming, so I think he's probably just getting that sort of thing back at it. Meanwhile, we got Kugi holding it down at 4th. Might be towards the end of his love with Mario Kart for a little bit. Maybe not, though. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but either way, make sure you go check out and support his stream for allowing this stream to happen a ton. And then, yeah, there's Ursa, top 3, solid as ever. And then, yeah, there's Vertex and Fate, man. Those guys have been so solid since they started entering, both of them. They started entering, and they kind of just take first and second constantly. So with that, yeah, this is what we got, man. Glentendo Circuit every single Sunday. You already know because you're here right now. And as I was mentioning earlier, if you're looking for some more Mario Kart, we do have battle modes on Tuesdays. Again, I don't know if the streams are going to happen or not. That's going to be largely depending on who enters, who wants to stream, who wants to do this, who wants to do that. But in the meanwhile, at least we'll try out the format and see if people have fun with it first. I think that's obviously the most important thing. Meanwhile, if you are over Mario Kart and you want to get tilted at something else, Smash every single Thursday, DNA.exe, that is Eastern times, starting at 7:30 Eastern, registration closing at 6:30. So make sure you jump in those. There has been some sort of smaller prizing being tested out with these tournaments for the top 3s, so just stay tuned for more news on that. I'm working that out with the winners of last week currently, seeing how everything works. But so some exciting stuff coming there. But in the meanwhile, Nantunis, as always, I want to thank you for helping me out in these things, casting and all that. But we're at it. We're done. We're done here today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right,
my
guys.
pleasure, my friend. Follow me on YouTube. I make content now. It's literally what I spent the entire weekend doing, was just recording all of my replays that I need for future episodes of my new Smash series.
Nice,
which
yeah.
is really, really cool. And yeah, as much as I have that innate desire to want to distance myself from Smash as much as the next person, I realize I've branded myself a little bit on that, and I do have a lot of faith in this series. It's something that I've actually been wanting to make for a pretty long time now, and now I'm finally getting around to doing it. I finished the first episode of it. I'm literally just waiting on my commission for my thumbnail artist to do it, and then I'm set to go, set to post it, and I'm really anxious to see how that does and if people retain to it. It's really cool, nice, short and sweet, Smash excellence. Look out for that on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Nantunist, all that good stuff. You can follow me on Twitch, but there's really no point. I'm probably never going to touch that again. And then if you want, I'll probably stream again at some point if I'm I would have to be omega bored, personally. But, like, whatever, that's just me. And then if you want, follow me on Twitter at Nintunist. I'm a lot more vocal on my Twitter than I used to be. I've just noticed that about myself. I don't even mean to. Just a lot of bullshit that I hate, and I've just been, like, constantly tweeting about it. So if you have any interest in random bullshit clogging up your feed, go ahead and follow Nintunist real quick. He'll provide that for you. And yeah, that's me. It's always my pleasure to be able to do the Mario Kart circuits. This was the highlight of my day. So
well, happy to hear it. It was a fun day today. So I do appreciate everyone who's been coming out and watching and supporting. Means a lot. I say this every week, but it's more and more true by the week. Working on all kinds of new things for this channel, and Mario Kart's accessible. It gets people out and having fun sometimes tilting people. So if you're along for the ride with us, thank you very much. But I wish you all a very good night. Thanks as always, and we'll catch you next time.
bye.